there's a group of scientists that are proposing an ambitious plan. To shoot a bunch of endangered animal samples of tissue to the moon.
Oh. I've seen it. I know what you're talking about.
Why endangered animals' tissues? And not just regular
Can you
animal
explain?
tissues?
I mean,
Yes, I can. Okay. So there's this thing allegedly being built called the Lunar Storage Facility, which will preserve anything. Because, anything that goes into space gets cryogenically frozen. There's no atmosphere. There's no decomposition.
Yeah.
And so the idea, which, by the way, I think it's preposterous, and I'll explain why shortly, is that samples would be cryopreserved in regions near to the moon's poles where the temperatures remain like negative 200 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
So it's just like a permanent fridge and freezer, basically.
Gotcha.
And so by taking these samples into outer space, see, I said outer and not out of.
I know.
Into outer space and putting them on the moon into these storage facilities, they stay massively frozen. There's no... Ooh, that's a good call.
Don't interrupt your story.
Yeah.
Do it after.
I want a magic mind.
it's time.
Yeah, and the facility would be independent of human intervention and power sources, so it reduces risks associated with, Earth-based issues.
Right, like in Antarctica, we have the seed storage.
The seed bank.
but
Yeah,
what if
exactly.
It's like the ultimate freezer. So nothing could ever happen to these cryogenically frozen extinct animal tissues.
Yep. They'd store fibroblast cells, animal skins, all kinds of little samples so that when something goes wrong, we can go and get them off the moon. But
I think it's genius. Why not? Why not this, Forrest?
Because if we get into a point where civilization has collapsed so much that we're not even capable of taking something out of a freezer here on planet Earth, I don't think our first priority is going to be like, hey, let's head to the moon and grab these samples. We really need to work on this.
How do we get a rocket up there?
Yeah, I just think it's like it's very stunty and cool, and I like the idea and the headline, but it's just why? You know what I mean? Like the Antarctic seed bank makes sense to me. It's free of human intervention.
Mm-hmm.
It's freezing. Seeds obviously last a lot longer than animal tissues because seeds can go dormant. But that makes sense to me. It's like build something at a pole where it's naturally regulated, like the temperature is
access to it.
We have access to it if you ever need it. Even if the world goes to shit and we need these lost seeds, go there and grab seeds. Like you're not going to get to the moon to go grab one of the animals they wanted to put in. I saw this in the article somewhere. Is a goby. Do you know what a goby is?
It's a little fish.
It's a fish about this big.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. Beautiful, very cool fish. Don't think we need to put it on the moon. You know what I mean? Like, just put it in an aquarium and breed a few of them. Like, and if shit goes wrong, start another aquarium. I don't know. It just
I'm still a fan of the Noah's Ark plan. I think if shit goes awry, we just build a big wooden boat and put 2 of every animal on there.
That's an idea.
No, there's no question. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is, it's an impressive feat to get a sample sent to the moon and stuck into a facility. Right? Like that's got to all be done, I'm sure, with like robots and shit like that.
Yeah, we struggled to get to the moon with anything currently.
So you think this is like a bro, just like, they're like, hey man, this sounds real fun.
I think it was just like, hey, like if we can get this approved, like this will keep us employed for like 10 years.
That's exactly what it is. Massive funding, great splashy headlines, like, hey, let's do it. It's the same thing. This is what's happening in the sciences a lot, is you do this, make these outlandish headlines and ideas so that masses of things get funded. I haven't read up on this, but I bet you if you look into it, they're now getting tens of millions of dollars to go and collect samples and to do a lot of like actual good things. But by saying we're going to put tissue samples on the moon, it's created enough buzz and hype for them to actually get funded for 10 years to do good things. As Patrick said, they may never make it to the moon, but there's going to be a lot of good stuff that comes out of this ridiculous over-the-top headline.
It's very interesting, and, it probably works, and that's great. I'm happy for it.
I just think the whole idea of it's pretty silly.